concept related to elasticity, students, where you learned about stress, strain, we consider. Okay, then you learned about the different types of stress, different type of strains also. You learned about the graphical representation of stress and strain curve for a body undergoing external load, we consider. Then you learned about one more constant called Poisson's ratio. Then later on, you also learned about the formula for work done in stretching the wire. So that was slightly on a shorter side and easier one. Friends, ये chapter थोड़ा सा lengthier. Okay, if in case if I happen to put forward, students, listen carefully. When I speak about for fluid mechanics, what exactly this chapter first will speak about, students? It speaks about two different concepts over here. Suppose if in case if I ask you, students, what exactly mean by the term fluid, then what will be your answer? What is a fluid? Then what is the answer? A substance
which can flow.
Okay, which has free flow.
Ability to flow.
Yes, a substance which has a free flow, we consider as a fluid. So generally, when we speak about fluids, we simply go for two kinds of substances in our mind. Let's simply consider either a gas or a liquid. Students, a gas is also a fluid we consider, a liquid is also a fluid we consider, but it has a free flow we consider. यहाँ पे fluid mechanics में students you'll be learning about fluid at rest, and we speak about fluid in motion. That's what your mechanics speaks about, students. Fluid at rest, that means a branch of physics. Chances in our students, a branch of physics deals with all those properties for fluid at rest. It's called hydrostatic. A branch of physics we consider is for dealing with properties associated with fluid in motion. It's called as hydrodynamic. We consider. तो ये क्या है? Static और ये dynamic. ये rest और ये motion के बारे में. First half we speak about for rest and later on we speak about motion part of it. ये बात का part आएगा. ये first part आता है, students. And mind you, students, as you move further at this topic, most of the students find it to be dry. यानी ये topic सबके लिए थोड़ा सा dry है. They feel it discomfort with it because the formulas are too many to remember it. They forget also things very fast because they are not in consistently revising. But students, those students who are strong in these kind of chapters, their overall physics becomes much more better. So you have to really do it properly when you're dealing with right now for the board point of view, or later on when you're doing with your respected teacher students. Do concentrate onto this. Okay. As if students normally say that kinematics is more tougher than Newton's laws of motion. That's absolutely correct. Kinematics is more tougher than LM students find out in that case. So वैसे ये tricky है. ये ज़्यादा tricky है in that case. Now when you speak about fluids at rest, students, सबसे पहले when you speak about fluid at rest, students, we first speak about properties of an ideal fluid. Answers in the students. We speak about properties of an ideal fluid we consider. Okay. So now when somebody asks you what are the different properties of fluid which are ideal we consider in for an ideal fluid we consider is, the first property we consider is that it's incompressible. That is, an ideal fluid is considered to be, students, incompressible we consider in nature. Second, I can consider that these particular fluids we consider as a what? The flow is listen carefully, students. Flow is irrotational. The third important property when we speak about for the students, we consider is what? That it is non-viscous. The fourth we consider is flow is steady. Now, when I speak about students, these terms, because whenever I move further with the chapter, students, I will be using these words: incompressible, non-viscous, fluids. So मुझे बताओ students, incompressible का मतलब क्या? What exactly incompressible means? Yes, Janani, welcome to the party. Janani, what exactly incompressible means? Again, she went away. देखा? She's very smart. She'll show some dollars and then
No, sir.
she'll show some
What is
dollars
that?
and she'll go on. Janani, I want to know what exactly mean by the word incompressible.
Sir, I'm not able to hear you actually.
Students, you are not able to hear me.
Sir, we can.
Is the audio video fine?
Yes,
Please,
sir.
all of you do reply.
Now
All
I
of you do reply.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Janani, all of them can hear me very loud and clear, Janani.
Sir, I think there's some problem with my speaker. I'll check. I can only hear you very faintly, so I can't clearly hear what you're saying.
Everything is fair. Everything is fair in physics. South is throwing a statement over here. South क्या बोल रहा है? Yes, fluid on which a force is applied, but there is no change in volume. My dear, the density remains constant. So it's incompressible का मतलब density of the fluid. So it's density of the fluid remains constant. A fluid जिसका density throughout remains constant fluids are called to be incompressible, we consider. Okay. If I say irrotational, flow is irrotational, that means what exactly we consider is there is no turbulence. There is no turbulence, students. Means more precisely, I can consider irrotational. I can also consider the flow is almost steady, we consider. This we consider is what, if I say irrotational, that is the flow is smooth. Okay. No turbulence. Such is called an irrotational flow we consider. What exactly mean by the term non-viscous, students? What exactly non-viscous we consider is? No internal friction. Students, non-viscous का मतलब no internal friction. Where during the flow, no internal friction in the flow. Means whenever a fluid is flowing, students, there is no internal friction. Such fluids are called to be non-viscous. So it's non-viscous we consider is जहाँ पे तुम्हारा friction बहुत ही small है. The fluid flows very easily in that case. Such a non-viscous we consider. Flow is steady. What exactly flow is steady we consider is, that means velocity of each particle. Students, velocity of each particle is constant in time. Such a flow is called as a steady flow. So students, whenever somebody asks you what is a property of an ideal fluid, then when we speak about ideal fluid, students, जब भी हम Pascal's law, please students, you must have learned, I don't know about it. Is this chapter started in your school, students? Is the chapter started in your schools?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So whenever your teachers are going to start with their students, they will speak about, they will use this word incompressible, they'll use this word non-viscous. And generally when you speak about certain laws or principles or wherever it is, they are going to throw these kind of words over there. So before trying to think about that, a student should know the meaning of these words, very important. And these are the characteristics of an ideal fluid. Students, लेकिन as such, in nature, we do not get an ideal fluid. यानी अगर कोई फ्लूइड ध्यान से सुनना, अगर कोई फ्लूइड इनकम्प्रेसिबल होगा तो जरूरी नहीं है कि वो नॉन विस्कस होगा. अगर वो नॉन विस्कस और इनकम्प्रेसिबल है, जरूरी नहीं है करके कि उसका फ्लो स्टेडी होगा. That means somewhere one of the few other characteristic of properties might vary. But if all these properties are fulfilled by a particular fluid, such a fluid is called as an ideal fluid we consider. So what is an ideal fluid? A fluid which is incompressible, the flow is irrotational, the fluid is non-viscous, and the flow is steady. What exactly incompressible means? The density of the liquid remains constant, we consider. Flow irrotational, that means smooth flow. There is no turbulence, we consider. Non-viscous, no internal friction acting between the layers. Whenever the fluid is flowing, students जब भी fluid flow होता है, तो ये ऊपर वाला लेयर, नीचे वाला लेयर, दो लेयर्स कांटेक्ट में आता है, तो इनके बीच में फ्रिक्शन होगा. तो अगर फ्रिक्शन बहुत ही कम है, that is non-viscous. अगर फ्रिक्शन ज्यादा है, that is viscous. A simple example, students. If I try to compare between water and honey, students, if I try to compare between water and honey, can you tell me which one is viscous? Water and honey के बीच में. Students,
Honey.
Of course. So we consider is what that is more viscous in that case. The other one we consider is what is less viscous. We take it. Flow is steady. Velocity of each particle remains constant. We consider. Is this clear, students? Before going further ahead.
Yes, sir.
Kirti, is it clear with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please, the yellow house students also do reply. Since I do know students of orange patch, that's why without looking at the name, I can speak out the names. Okay, but very soon I might get to see. I got familiar with Kirti because he's the one who responded at times. These other students also for yellow house, whatever you feel comfortable, you please ask. Do reply, do respond in that case. कहाँ पे अगर नहीं समझ में आता है तो please do feel free to unmute yourself and speak it out. Okay.
Sir, this chapter is, I mean, the whole chapter in NCERT, or it's just a part of one chapter?
It's a whole chapter in the sense I didn't get you. A part of the chapter means.
Sir, I mean, like the LNM is like the whole chapter in the NCERT as a whole. This is one topic which you are teaching right now, or like it is the different
No, my
chapter?
dear, this is actually a fluid mechanics speaks about mechanical properties of fluids.
Okay,
It's a
sir.
mechanical property I'm speaking. See, initially what we did, students, आगे हम लोग ने क्या किया, mechanical properties of solids किया था. अभी mechanical properties of fluids है. तो यहाँ पे मैंने दोनों में बोला ना कि हम रेस्ट के बारे में बताएंगे, हम मोशन के बारे में बताएंगे. दोनों से जो भी प्रॉपर्टीज रिलेटेड होंगी, that is what I'm going to discuss with you. Do you have your chapter this with the NCERT? Can you tell me what exactly the chapter deals with? Anybody can tell me what exactly the scope of the chapter is? You have a textbook in front of you. Pathway, you have a chapter, the index in front of you.
Sir, I'm checking 1 second.
सिर्फ इंडेक्स में से मुझे सिर्फ हेडिंग्स बताओ ना इसका, बस that's all. What all things are there?
Sir, this is not the like any one whole chapter in the NCERT.
How come?
So we have chapter names like first one is physical world, second is unit and measurement, then straight
After-
motion in straight line, motion in plane, then laws of motion, then work, energy and power, and then system of particle and
System of
rotational
particles होगा,
motion.
rotation होगा, gravitation होगा. दूसरे बुक में volume 2 में देखो.
Sir, I don't have the volume 2 book.
Okay,
It was not given from our school.
okay, fine, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Chapter 10, mechanical property of fluids.
Yes. Can you, Kirti, you are saying it about this? Kirti, you said it right now.
Sir, I said it, Ayush.
Ayush, can you read the headings of that particular chapter, mechanical properties of fluids के अंदर?
It's written as introduction, pressure, streamline flow, Bernoulli's principle, viscosity, Reynolds number, and surface tension.
Okay, fine. Pascal's law, Archimedes principle, sorry, Pascal's law is not there.
Sir, it's not written in the index.
Okay, fine, doesn't matter. Okay, so that's what we consider. यानी ये जो part है ना ज़्यादा करके flow के ऊपर ज़्यादा है, statics से ज़्यादा dynamics के ऊपर ज़्यादा discuss है. Doesn't matter. I'll speak about in this part. Okay, don't worry about that, students. Okay, you will get all your matter will be done over here. Don't worry about that. So, students, let us move further. So, I told you about ideal fluids we consider. Okay, now when you speak about further ahead, if I happen to speak about the properties associated with fluid with rest fluids, first of all, students, fluids के अंदर क्या आएगा? Do they have definite shape? तो बोलोगे नहीं sir, they do not have a definite shape. They take the shape of the container. They get always. Okay, these particular fluids have an ability to flow, students. Okay, they take the shape of the container we consider. Is that clear? They can have a definite volume. They surely can have a definite volume. Students, अगर suppose मैंने fluid को external deforming forces लगाया, students, अगर मैंने fluids को external deforming forces लगाया, तो my question to you students, do these fluids oppose the deforming force? Now students, can fluids oppose the deforming forces acting onto them? आया ना?
हाँ सर।
Repeat what you just said.
कैसे अपोज करेगा? आयुष कैसे अपोज करेगा? अदिति, sorry, who answered right now? हाँ students, कैसे
I
अपोज
asked
करेगा?
you to repeat the question.
How can one oppose it? Students, जब भी तुम for a simple example, take a balloon filled with water, try to apply deforming force onto it. What's going to happen? It's not trying to resist. It will change its shape. That means if I happen to go for a fluid in that case, what exactly? It can have a permanent deformation. It can have a permanent deformation in that case. So due to external deforming forces, what happens? There will be certainly change in shape. Yes, Anirudh, you want to say something, Anirudh? A kind of it. Anirudh, you can consider a kind of it. So students, do keep in mind that अगर तुम fluids लेते हो, तो fluids do not oppose deformation. Students, fluids do not oppose deformation. They can get permanently deformed. ये ध्यान में रखना. Fluids can undergo permanent deformation. They have an ability to flow. They have a definite volume. They take the shape of a container, students. Do keep this in mind. Now, when I speak about fluids at rest, we consider, that means we simply go for the first expression we consider is pressure. When I speak about pressure, students, related to fluid, pressure we consider. Simply, if I happen to ask you what exactly pressure we consider, then what exactly? Pressure being a scalar quantity, students, everybody knows it. Can you give me the formula for pressure? Anyone?
Force upon area.
Force upon area. Okay. Sanjana, it's perpendicular force per unit area, not force. Students always say perpendicular force per unit area, which is also called as thrust per unit area. Please do take care of it, students. जब भी किसी ने pressure पूछा तो तुम्हें क्या बोलना है, students? It's force acting normally per unit area or thrust per unit area. Simply, it's a scalar quantity, students. ये ध्यान में रखना. Agreed? Now, when I speak about with respect to pressure, it's force per unit area, thrust per unit area. How's pressure and area? Then you'll say, sir, it's inversely proportional. For a smaller area, there is a large amount of pressure we consider. And if the area is greater, the pressure is less we consider. So the formula for pressure is equal to force acting normally per unit area. Then only the pressure is said to be maximum. So students, अगर force perpendicular नहीं होगा ना, तो pressure maximum नहीं होगा. The pressure will not be acting maximum in that case if the force is not acting perpendicularly. Now, suppose let us try to understand the same thing in terms of solids. चलो इसी को हम solids के ऊपर देखते हैं. Please, everybody listen carefully. Suppose this is a plank of wood. Okay, this is a plank of wood, and I want to penetrate a nail. I want to penetrate a nail into this particular wooden plank. Okay, I want to penetrate this nail into this wooden plank. It has a certain thickness. Now, two people are trying to use to penetrate it. They're using a hammer. Okay, both the hammers are both identical, but what exactly one person? One person is trying to hit the hammer exactly perpendicular, students. And the other person is trying to hit the hammer diagonally. Students, मुझे बताओ कहाँ पे तुम्हें pressure maximum मिलेगा? First case या second case?
First case.
Why is it so? Why is it so? Because you look at the force. The force is acting normally, and this is acting per unit area of a given surface. So what about the pressure is maximum? अगर suppose तुमने hammer को थोड़ा सा inclined रखा, ध्यान से सुना students. अगर तुमने handle को inclined रखा, तो ये हुआ तुम्हारा line of action of force, students. ये हुआ तुम्हारा line of action of force. ये अगर तुम्हारा surface area है, I get it. So this is the area part of it, also called as your area vector. Students, what is the angle between them is theta. This force and the area part, are they in same direction if I happen to go for? What is an area vector? Students, what is an area vector? I'm saying about an area vector. Area vector hai kya? What is an area vector? Area vector simply shows a perpendicular drawn on a given surface. Students, agar suppose, ध्यान से सुनना. Now you might say, sir, area कहाँ से vector हुआ? Area कहाँ से vector हुआ? Area is always in meter square. Students, ये जो है अपने कंफर्ट से, ध्यान से सुना, और फिजिकल क्वांटिटी जो अपने कंफर्ट के हिसाब से, अभी देखो यहाँ पे मेरे कंफर्ट के हिसाब से मैंने कोई फिजिकल क्वांटिटी को स्केलर बता दिया, और एट टाइम्स उसी फिजिकल क्वांटिटी को मैं वेक्टर बता सकता हूँ, वो मेरे कंफर्ट के लिए दोज आर टेंसर भी कंसीडर। तो ये एक टाइप का टेंसर है स्टूडेंट्स। कहाँ पे मैं एरिया एज अ स्केलर क्वांटिटी, when I try to speak about area, most of the time we use scalar. Of course, area is in meter square. Lekin suppose if I keep my hand in this manner and if I try to draw a perpendicular to it, what exactly we call this as? This is called as area vector. A normal drawn to the surface. Suppose अगर मेरा surface inclined है students, तो यहाँ से अगर मैं perpendicular दिखा दूँ तो वो area vector है। अगर मेरा हाथ ऐसा है और यहाँ पे मैंने एक perpendicular दिखा दिया तो वो मेरा area vector होगा। तो देखो ये जो सरफेस है उसका एरिया वेक्टर ये डायरेक्शन में है, फोर्स ये डायरेक्शन में है। स्टूडेंट्स क्या एरिया वेक्टर और फोर्स एक डायरेक्शन में है? नहीं है। तुम्हें अगर प्रेशर को मैक्सिमम कराना है स्टूडेंट्स, तो या तो ड्रॉप एफ ऑन ए या ड्रॉप ए ऑन एन। That is why students always we go for F cos theta into a component of force. यानी स्टूडेंट्स अगर जब भी तुम प्रेशर के बारे में बात करोगे ना स्टूडेंट्स, तो यहाँ पे प्रेशर का वर्ड आएगा विद मैक्सिमम। लेकिन अगर मैं सिंपली प्रेशर रुको स्टूडेंट्स, तो आई कैन ऑल्सो राइट डाउन F cos theta acting per unit area. Now students, let us say cos of 0 as 1. What about the force? Is the force maximum? Yes. Pressure will be maximum. Agreed. So what is the formula for pressure? The correct representation of formula for pressure, students, is equal to F cos theta by A and not F by A. अगर तुमने F by A लिखा तो उसको बोलो perpendicular force per unit area, and that perpendicular force per unit area is called thrust per unit area. So now students, all the time when somebody asks you how do you define pressure, so what is your answer? Pressure is defined as force acting normally per unit area or simply thrust per unit area. Now if somebody asks you why force should be perpendicular, तो तुम्हारा आंसर होना चाहिए pressure maximum है। तो अगर किसी ने पूछा अगर pressure maximum नहीं है तो तुम्हारा एक्सप्रेशन क्या हो जाएगा, तो तुम्हें बोलना है F cos theta by A। तुम बोलोगे F cos theta by A क्यों आता है, तो तुम्हें क्या करना है, कंसीडर एरिया वेक्टर एंड फोर्स। फोर्स और एरिया वेक्टर अगर दोनों एक डायरेक्शन में नहीं है तो उसको एक डायरेक्शन में लेके आना है, इसलिए हमने कंपोनेंट ऑफ F ले लिया इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ A। यानी कहने से आप रिजॉल्व F। क्या ये क्लियर हुआ स्टूडेंट्स? Students, is this much clear to all of you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so pressure is equal to force acting normally per unit area. What exactly the SI unit we consider is simply Pascal. Agreed? MK's unit we can also consider as what? Newton meter square inverse. I can also consider or Pascals we can consider that here. That's what we take it in terms of SI also. I can also consider Newton meter square inverse, or I can consider as Pascal as the unit we consider. There are some other units also, students. Now, Susanna, there are some other units also we consider as bar. So if somebody asks you what is 1 bar, then 1 bar is equal to how much, students? 10 raised to 5 Pascal. Do keep this in mind, students. 1 bar is equal to 10 raised to 5 Pascal, students. There's one more relation called as torr. 1 torr. This is actually named after physicist Torricelli. Okay, Torricelli. So 1 torr we consider. 1 torr, students, corresponds to 133.32 Pascal, which is nearly equal to 133 Pascal. ये ध्यान रखना स्टूडेंट्स। तो जब भी तुम प्रेशर के बारे में बात करते हो स्टूडेंट्स, तो हमेशा तुम्हारा SI unit पास्कल होगा। MK you can say Pascal or Newton meter square inverse. 1 bar is 10 raised to 5 Pascal we consider. 1 torr is 133.232 Pascals we consider. You have some other conversions also. Suppose if I want to go for smaller to larger, 1 millibar is 10 raised to minus 3 bars. Do keep in mind, millibar. 10 raised to minus 3 bar we consider. Is that clear? Can I erase this part now?
Yes, sir.
Friends, can I erase this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we simply go for the pressure exerted by liquid columns. Okay. Suppose if I happen to take a fluid which is enclosed into a container, then what is the mathematical formula for pressure exerted by liquid column we consider? So let us go for that. Absolutely, Anirudh. Absolutely correct, students. Suppose if I happen to consider the heading for the students, we can consider pressure due to a liquid column, students. Pressure due to liquid column. Okay. Now, when I speak about for liquid column, students, think as if I'm taking a beaker. Please pay attention, students. This beaker having some liquid inside it. Okay. There is some liquid over here, students, and this liquid is having density rho. I want to find out, students, the formula for pressure exerted by liquid column, students. Suppose if I say that this particular beaker, let us assume that the beaker to be the base to be a kind of a circular part. Okay. Now this entire beaker is filled up with fluid, and this fluid is at rest. Does this fluid exert a force? You'll say, yes, sir, it's exerting a force. Where is the center of mass of this particular fluid we consider? You'll say, sir, center of mass is the geometrical center. The point of, because when you look at the diagram, students, a cylindrical vessel we consider is, so it's a point of intersection of the axis we consider. And अगर मैं vertical or horizontal axis लेता हूँ, students, वहाँ का जो point of intersection होगा, that I can consider center of gravity. That means the weight is directed from the center of gravity vertically downwards. तो ये क्या होगा? ये होगा weight of the fluid acting onto the base, onto the container, students. It's acting onto the container we consider. Now, when I ask you what is the formula for pressure to the liquid column, so how do you consider? So pressure exerted by the liquid column will be equal to what? Will be the force exerted by liquid perpendicularly per unit area for given surface. Per unit area for given surface we consider. Let us say the base area is A, students, the base area is A, and the perpendicular height we consider is H. Students, ये जो H है ना, इसको बोलते हैं height या depth of the liquid column. That means the base is at the depth of H from the free surface. I repeat, the base is at a depth H. From where? From the free surface. Students, what exactly mean by the term free surface of liquid? कोई बता सकता है, students? What exactly free surface of liquid means? What exactly free surface of liquid means? तो तुम्हारा आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? Sir, the liquid surface in contact with air. In contact with air. Such a surface is called free surface. तो ये free surface है. ये free surface है. और यहाँ पे air molecules है coming in contact. तो ये तुम्हारा depth हुआ, students. Depth हमेशा surface से measure करता है. So pressure is equal to force acting normally per unit area, students. What is the force exerted normally per unit area? So they will say, sir, it's the weight of the liquid acting per unit area. What is weight of the liquid? They will say, sir, density of liquid will be equal to mass upon volume of liquid. Density of liquid is equal to mass upon volume of liquid. So what is mass of liquid? It's density of liquid into volume, gravitational acceleration upon it. Students, what exactly volume of liquid? The volume of liquid V is equal to what? Then the answer will be what? So it's base area into height. Students, what kind of a geometrical shape is this? It's a cylinder. So what exactly volume of liquid? Volume of liquid in the container, students. Because I said it, liquid or fluids, they have a definite shape. And they take the shape of the container. Thereby they can have a definite volume. And the volume of liquid will be equal to the volume of container, students. तो अगर मैंने पूछा यहाँ पे weight of the liquid का मतलब mass into gravitational acceleration, mass को मैंने लिखा density into volume, तो volume को मैं कैसे लिखूं? So volume का आप लिखोगे base area into height into G upon A. A will get cancelled. So can I say the pressure exerted by liquid column is given what formula? H rho G. Is this clear, students? Where the pressure is directly proportional to the depth of the liquid column. As the depth inside the liquid column goes on increasing, students, the pressure also will go on increasing, students. Pressure is directly proportional to the density of the liquid. At a given point, the answer is at a given point inside a fluid, for a corresponding high density, pressure is maximum. Pressure is directly proportional to acceleration due to gravity. स्टूडेंट्स whenever you try to speak about factors ना स्टूडेंट्स, जब तुम फैक्टर्स के बारे में बात करते हो तो किसी एक फैक्टर के बारे में बात करोगे ना, तो बाकी दो फैक्टर्स को कांस्टेंट रखना जरूरी है। तो अगर सपोज तुम डेप्थ के बारे में बात करते हो तो व्हाट यू डू, ट्राई टू कीप liquid and gravitational acceleration constant. That means if I want to speak about depth, listen carefully. Say in that manner, two students are performing experiment. Both these experiments are performed on planet Earth. Gravitational acceleration will be the same. Agreed. Both these people who are performing experiment are taking two identical beakers. The answer is no. Two identical beakers and having same liquid inside. बस लेकिन एक को मैंने पूछा प्रेशर एट पॉइंट 1 और दूसरों को मैंने पूछा प्रेशर एट पॉइंट 2। तो कहाँ पे सर ये होगा हाइट h1 और ये होगा हाइट h2, यानी ये डेप्थ h2 है। तो सिंस h2 is greater than h1, pressure at point 2 is greater than pressure at 1. So as depth increases, what happens? Pressure also goes on increasing, and that's what one feels it. I don't know, people who know how to swim. Okay, people who know how to swim, the time when they go into the pool water also, students, जब तुम swim करने के लिए अगर कभी जाते हो, okay, and if in case if you try to go slightly on the deeper side in the pool, in that case, you might feel slight pressure into your ear. So that is how we consider it. So there is a difference in pressure we consider. So there is, as we go deep inside, the pressure goes on. So the factors on which pressure exerted by liquid column depends on the depth, density, and gravitational acceleration. Students, gravitational acceleration is also, do take care. इसके लिए questions कैसे पूछते हैं? Gravitational acceleration on moon, students, is 1/6 the gravitational acceleration on the Earth's surface. ये ध्यान में रखना students. So the gravitational acceleration of moon is nearly equal to 1.63 meters second square inverse. Can I erase this, please?
So 1 minute. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, students. So we got the formula for pressure exerted by liquid column, students. Okay. Now, suppose if I happen to consider students, where is the pressure maximum we consider? The pressure is maximum at the depth and compared to that of at a certain height. That means if I want to speak about the exact same expression, pressure exerted in liquid column, I can also put in this manner, students. The same representation, students. Listen carefully. एक बीकर है, आई एम टेकिंग वाटर या लिक्विड इनसाइड इट। अभी हम क्या करते हैं, यहाँ पे मैं एक इमेजिनरी लिक्विड कॉलम दूंगा। स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज लिसन केयरफुली। यानी आई एम ट्राइंग टू अज्यूम अ सिलिंड्रिकल लिक्विड कॉलम इनसाइड। ये एक इमेजिनेशन है, एक इमेजिनरी हम लोग ने एक सिलेंडर बनाया हुआ है। एग्रीड? ये इसका सेंटर ऑफ मास है सिलेंडर का। होप स्टूडेंट्स यू आर एबल टू गेट इट। यानी पूरा बीकर लिक्विड से भरा हुआ है, लेकिन मैंने इमेजिन किया कि अंदर एक सिलिंड्रिकल कॉलम है। Now when you look into it, students, ये जो ऊपर की तरफ है, the top surface we consider is at the depth h1. The top surface we consider, this is 1, is at a depth of h1. Are you getting it? And the bottom surface, students, is at a depth h2.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, excused.
Sir, in that cylindrical cylinder, is water entered into it, or it is there's an air gap?
हेलो, ये पूरा पानी से, ये पूरा पानी है और ये भी पानी, ये लिक्विड कॉलम है, इमेजिनरी.
Okay, sir.
ये imaginary liquid column. Now when you look over here, students, this is the top surface we consider. So this is the area part of it I'll consider. This is also the area part of it. Okay, the area in both the cases is the same. Agreed? ये है तुम्हारा center of mass, students. मुझे ये बताओ, can you tell me if in case if I give you such a fluid column, ध्यान से सुना, such a fluid column who's into a liquid in that case and floating into the liquid. Let us assume it's floating into liquid. Students, how many forces are acting over here? Can you tell me, students, how many forces are acting? तो तुम क्या बोलोगे? तो बोले सर एक फोर्स तो ये लिक्विड कॉलम का खुद का वेट जो नीचे की तरफ होगा, है ना? आया ना?
Yes, sir.
ऊपर जो लिक्विड कॉलम होगा सर, वो भी तो फोर्स एक्सर्ट कर रहा है. ओके, ऑन द टॉप सरफेस. द अपर सरफेस इज एट अ डेप्थ h1, लोअर सरफेस एट डेप्थ h2. बट इज देयर एनी फोर्स एक्टिंग ऑन द अपर सरफेस? यस, दैट्स f1. Is there any force exerted by the liquid column on the bottom surface, F2? Students, can you tell me how many forces are acting in the downward direction? तो तुम बोलोगे दो forces, two forces. It's a free body diagram I've tried to put forward. एक तो F1 नीचे की तरफ है और mg नीचे की तरफ है, F2 ऊपर की तरफ जा रहा है. क्या ये liquid column नीचे जा रहा है? नहीं सर. क्या ये liquid column ऊपर जा रहा है? नहीं सर. तो ये equilibrium हुआ ना? The fluid is at rest because it's a hydrostatic. The fluid at rest. तो अगर ये at rest पे है, that means it's in a state of rest, equilibrium. So at equilibrium, can I say that downward forces will be certainly balanced by the upward force? Is this clear, students? Downward forces are balanced by the upward force. Downward is F1 plus mg, that is equal to F2. क्या ये clear हुआ students सबको? हाँ या ना? अरे हाँ या ना?
So here normal reaction force will not occur.
Who's this? Who's this? पार्थवी, एक पंच देना चाहिए, एक पंच. नॉर्मल रिएक्शन कभी होगा जब भी कांटेक्ट होगा. तो अगर सपोज पार्थवी तुम्हें मैंने धागे से बांध लिया, ओके पार्थवी तुम्हें मैंने धागे से बांध लिया और ये तुम्हारी दो पूनी है, तो वहां पे तुम्हारा mg नीचे की तरफ जाएगा, टेंशन ऊपर की तरफ जाएगा. लेकिन अगर बाकी तुमको मैंने अगर खड़ा कर दिया सरफेस के ऊपर विद टू पोनीज, तो mg नीचे की तरफ जाएगा एंड नॉर्मल रिएक्शन फोर्स ऊपर की तरफ आएगा. The word normal reaction will be always when you have an object coming in contact. ये तो floating है. Students, I'm taking a fluid which is floating. Imagine in fluid. यहाँ पे नॉर्मल रिएक्शन फोर्स थोड़ी होगा. इसको हम बोल सकते हैं आफ्टर फोर्स एक्सर्टेड बाय द लिक्विड इन द अपर डायरेक्शन. ये नीचे वाला लिक्विड का फोर्स है, ये ऊपर वाला लिक्विड का फोर्स है. साइड में फोर्सेस तो कैंसिल आउट हो जाएंगे. स्टूडेंट्स तुम बोल सकते हो सर यहाँ पे भी तो फोर्स एक्ट हो रहा है ना, यहाँ पे भी तो फोर्स एक्ट हो रहा है ना. हो रहा है, किसने मना किया? लेकिन क्या लिक्विड कॉलम लेफ्ट में जा रहा है? अरे नहीं सर. राइट में जा रहा है? नहीं सर. क्यों? क्योंकि आपने बताया इक्विलिब्रियम है, यानी ये दोनों फोर्सेस इक्वल इन मैग्नीट्यूड हो गए, ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन कैंसिल आउट कर दिए. क्या ये क्लियर हुआ स्टूडेंट्स?
Yes, sir.
When algebraic sum of all the forces acting on a system is equal to 0, the body is in equilibrium. It can be either in static equilibrium or it can be in terms of dynamic equilibrium. दोनों केस में पॉसिबल. ये स्टैटिक के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग, फ्लूइड एट रेस्ट है. Okay, students, F1 plus mg is equal to F2. क्या ये क्लियर हुआ everyone now? Can I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
अभी यहाँ पे देखो स्टूडेंट्स, what exactly the pressure exerted at the top surface? बोले सर pressure exerted at the top surface P1 is equal to sir force acting normally for unit area. सर P2 होगा F2 upon unit area. सर F1 की जगह पे कहना put P1 into A, agree, plus mg is equal to F2 की जगह पे कहना put P2 into A, है ना? कहना put P2 into A minus P1 into A is equal to mg. I'm just trying to rearrange the terms. Can I remove area? This is P2 minus P1 is equal to what? M into G. What does M stands for? Mass of liquid column. Mass of what, students? Liquid column. Agreed. And mass is equal to what? Density into volume of liquid column. What is volume of liquid column? Base area into height. And what is height? Can I say H2 minus H1? क्या ये clear हुआ सबको? Students, क्या ये clear हुआ?
Yes, sir.
Mass of liquid column is density into volume. Density of liquid column is rho. Students, जहाँ पे भी पूरे fluid mechanics में students, for liquids I'm going to use density as rho. For solids I'll use a variable small d. I'm not going to use small d over here. Small d will hold true for density of solids. Rho I'll be using it for density of fluids. What is volume? Base area. Base area is what is height? Sir, H2 minus H1. That is H. So instead of M, students, can I say rho A H2 minus H1 into G? Do we have any cancellation? Are the answer cancellation? So what can I say? P2 minus P1 is equal to what? H2 minus H1 rho G. What is H2 minus H1, students? It's simply H rho G, and that's the height of the liquid column. Can I say this is actually difference in pressure? Yani, agar kisi ne pucha, what is the difference in pressure of a liquid column? Then what is the answer? H rho G. Height of the liquid column, density of liquid, and gravitational acceleration. लेकिन यहाँ से तुम conclude क्या करते हो? यहाँ से conclusion क्या करोगे? देखो ये expression को देखो students. ये expression से क्या पता चलता है? ये expression से पता चलता है that P2 is greater than P1. Students, pressure at point 2 is greater than pressure at point 1. कैसे पता चलता है? Sir, P2 will be equal to what? P1 plus H rho G. यानी P2 की वैल्यू ज्यादा होगी. P2 की वैल्यू हमेशा P1 से ज्यादा होगी. समझ में आ रहा है? यानी बॉटम पे प्रेशर हमेशा ज्यादा होगा as compared to top. That is why a person who's going deep into the ocean, what happens? As depth increases, pressure also goes on increasing, students. क्या ये clear हुआ, students? हाँ, students?
Yes, sir.
Abhi, for example, for a human body, students, for a human body, students, what's a device which is used to measure blood pressure? Come on, need students.
Sphygmomanometer.
Very good. Sanjana, you answered?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sphygmomanometer we consider. मुझे बताओ संजना, अगर तुम खड़े हो और तुम्हें प्रेशर मेजर करना है तुम्हारे बॉडी का, ओके, तो क्या प्रेशर यूनिफॉर्म होगा? ओके, प्रेशर यूनिफॉर्म होगा?
No,
नहीं,
sir.
नीचे की तरफ प्रेशर ज्यादा होगा, टॉप में प्रेशर कम होगा. तभी जाके स्टूडेंट्स प्रेशर हमेशा लेटे लेटे लिया जाता है. Students, a good doctor is one which will make a patient to lie down, and that also they'll use a perfect mercury one with a pump, and then they have a slider and they'll use a stethoscope to find out the sound of high and low pressure. Students, those are perfect doctors. Perfect doctors की निशानी यही है. जब तुम उनका ब्लड प्रेशर का डिवाइस देखोगे ना, there are some बहुत सारे MBBS डॉक्टर्स हैं. अगर तुमको ऑर्डिनरी डॉक्टर्स पे तो सारे कौन सा तो तुरंत डिवाइस वाला लेके बैठ जाते हैं, हाथों में तुम्हें बैठा के रखते हैं, चेयर पे बैठा के रखते हैं और प्रेशर माप लेते हैं. That is not the exact way to calculate. Always you should lie down in that case. At the same time, suppose if you happen to suppose a very easy way to put forward. Suppose if I give you a reptile, for example, a snake. Students, snake को पकड़ते क्यों है टेल से? Students, अगर कोई भी डेंजरस स्नेक भी होता है तो उसका पहले तो हेड पकड़ते हैं. ध्यान से सुना स्टूडेंट्स, उसका पहले हेड पकड़ते हैं, हेड के ऊपर दे ट्राई टू पुट अ हुक ओवर देयर एंड देन दे कैच द टेल. स्टूडेंट्स, आफ्टर कैचिंग द टेल, डू दे सस्पेंड फ्रीली इन एयर? यस. अभी उसका सर तो सीधा एकदम, द हेड इज फ्री. The snake catches, they don't hold the head over there. Now they are holding along with the tail and slightly far away from the body. Why is it so? Because it's a reptile. It's in vertical position. The head is down and the tail is at top. Yani students, the pressure at the lower side is greater as compared to that of the top. The difference in pressure is slightly unbearable for the snake. Students, अगर reptiles को तुमने ज़्यादा देर तक ऐसा vertical position में रखा ना, possibility ये भी है the reptile can die. So OV is what? Difference in pressure. The difference in pressure at the bottom will be considered certainly greater as compared to top. That's why pressure is always measured for human body in horizontal position. ये हुआ तुम्हारा pressure in the liquid column. अभी ध्यान से देखो, यही लिक्विड कॉलम को मैं सरफेस पे लेता हूँ, तो अगर ये लिक्विड कॉलम को मैंने सरफेस पे देगा तो कौन सा निगलेक्ट हो जाएगा, मुझे बताओ, क्या P1 निगलेक्ट होगा या P2 निगलेक्ट होगा, बताओ। हाँ स्टूडेंट्स, अगर यही लिक्विड कॉलम, एवरीबॉडी ध्यान से सुनो, अगर यही लिक्विड कॉलम को मैंने यहाँ पे ले लिया, हाँ स्टूडेंट्स, अगर यही लिक्विड कॉलम को मैंने सरफेस पे ले लिया, तो कौन सा प्रेशर निगलेक्ट करोगे? विल यू निगलेक्ट द प्रेशर एक्सर्टेड बाय
F1.
H1 यानी P1 को निगलेक्ट करोगे ना, हाँ या ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
बट अगर P1 को निगलेक्ट करोगे तो P1 की जगह पे ऊपर का सरफेस क्या हुआ? इज दिस द फ्री सरफेस? यस। इज इट कमिंग इन कांटेक्ट विद एयर?
Yes, sir.
So can I call that P1 is nothing but is my atmospheric pressure? Students, can I say that P1 will be nothing but will become the atmospheric pressure? Air is also exerting pressure. Ayana, air is exerting
Yes,
pressure.
sir.
Plus H rho G, height of the liquid column, and that is equal to simple P. Students, this is actually the formula for absolute pressure. At times they will throw problems. Find out the absolute pressure. Students, over your variable P stands for absolute pressure. Absolute pressure is always atmospheric pressure plus H rho G, which is called as gauge pressure. क्या ये clear हुआ? Absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus the gauge pressure. So this is a relation between absolute pressure and gauge pressure. If somebody asks you what exactly gauge pressure will be, the pressure exerted by liquid column. Any absolute pressure minus the atmospheric pressure will give me the gauge pressure, only pressure exerted by liquid, H rho G. Is this formula clear to all of you? यानी यही से मैंने इसको डिराइव कर दिया, सिर्फ लिक्विड कॉलम को मैंने टॉप पे ले लिया. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Now a simple example, students. अगर simple example, South you have to answer. South you have to answer.
Yes, sir.
स्विमिंग पूल के अंदर हो, ओके? 20 मीटर का डेप्थ है, साउथ, ओके? तुम अच्छे स्विमर हो, यू आर एट अ डेप्थ ऑफ 15 meters deep inside, 15 meter, oh my god, okay, and you're swimming inside, okay? The density of water is 10 raised to 3 kilogram per meter cube. My question to you is, what is the pressure exerted onto you? South, you are into a pool, and the depth of the pool is 20 meter, but you are inside the pool 15 meter, swimming horizontally. Agreed? My question to you is, what is the pressure exerted onto you? Depth is 15 meter, density of water is 10 raised to 3 kilogram per meter cube. South, can you answer, South? Fast.
So 1,47,000.
क्या किया तूने?
So I applied the formula P is equal to density into height into acceleration due to gravity.
Okay,
So
very
from
good.
that
Any
formula I got it.
H is 15, you took it, है ना?
Yes, sir. Depth.
And density of water is 10 raised to 3, and gravitational acceleration you took it as 9.8. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
The students, easy, right or wrong? Students, easy, right or wrong? Don't you think so? There is air above it. Did he consider the air pressure? Students, he has to. There is air exerting a pressure on the liquid, and the liquid is exerting a pressure, so there is a resultant pressure acting. That means, what is the pressure which I asked him? I asked him absolute pressure. I asked him absolute pressure. मैंने क्या सिर्फ पूछा, what is the pressure exerted on you? मैंने ये पूछा. So, what is the pressure exerted onto you? What is the pressure exerted? It's atmospheric pressure plus the liquid pressure. That is a gauge pressure. तूने जो find out किया वो gauge pressure था. साथ में
Yes.
जो atmospheric pressure add करेगा, so that becomes your absolute pressure. Is this clear, students?
Okay, sir. Got it.
Can I erase this now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now when you speak about a simple concept for your atmospheric pressure students, the atmospheric pressure students, it's always, we can denote it by variable P0 students. Atmospheric pressure is a pressure exerted by the air column on a given surface area. Okay, so it's a force exerted normally per unit area of a given surface. We consider that is a force exerted by air onto a given surface, students, and that is atmospheric pressure. Students, the atmospheric pressure was first calculated, we consider, is by a simple device we consider, and that is a simple mercury barometer. Students, a mercury barometer is a device which is used to measure atmospheric pressure, students. It's a simple mercury barometer we consider this. यानी है क्या स्टूडेंट, सुनना, अगर मैं एक बाउल लेता हूँ, यहाँ पे मैंने मर्क्यूरी रखा है, प्लीज पे अटेंशन, दिस इज मर्क्यूरी इनसाइड इट. Now what do? You try to take a tube. Students, you take a tube, a transparent tube, okay? You fill up the tube entirely with mercury. Students, एक open tube ले लो, लंबा सा tube ले लो, are you getting it? और उसको पूरा mercury से भर दो, और फिर उसका mouth को बंद करके try to immerse it. So now this becomes my tube. It is inverted. It's like this. Are you getting it? Some part of the mercury will come out. That means now when you look into it, this is entirely filled up with mercury. ये भी पूरा mercury से भरा होगा. This is the mercury part of it. You can see. Agreed. And this particular tube, which is immersed, students, this is very well calibrated. इसको calibration का मतलब क्या? उसको scale होगा. यानी यहाँ पे readings तुम आराम से calculate कर सकते हो. The readings can be easily calculated. The tube is very well calibrated, students. You can calculate it. Since it's mercury, students, it's a shining liquid, doesn't stick to the wall of the container. It has a highest density, students. Okay, it's a transparent liquid we consider. It has a convex meniscus. So उसको reading लेने के लिए क्या करना है? तुम्हें tangent draw करना है. एक tangent को देखना है. Again, that will give you the reading. This is what a simple mercury barometer we consider. अभी यहाँ पे तुम अगर देखोगे स्टूडेंट्स, अगर सपोज कोई ये मर्क्यूरी बैरोमीटर, सिंपल मर्क्यूरी बैरोमीटर अगर तुम सी लेवल पे लेके जाते हो, कहाँ पे लेके जाते हो? सी लेवल. स्टूडेंट्स, सी लेवल का मतलब क्या? सी लेवल का मतलब क्या? जू बीच पे. स्टूडेंट्स, वेयर आर वी स्टेइंग? वेयर आर वी स्टेइंग? वी आर स्टेइंग एट सी लेवल. स्टूडेंट्स, तुम्हारे घर पे रह रहे हो तो तुम्हारा दैट मींस वी कंसीडर, तुम सपोज फिफ्थ फ्लोर पे नीचे जाओ, इट्स सी लेवल. वी आर ऑल एट सी लेवल, स्टूडेंट्स, unless and until we do not go to a desired height. Now suppose if you try to take a home somewhere on the 50th floor or on the 60th floor or on the 70th floor, slightly at a very high altitude, then over there the pressure slightly decreases. The pressure over there slightly decreases, we consider in that case. But which shall you take it at sea level? Agar main sea level pe dekha, students, there is no rise or fall in meniscus. There is no rise or fall in meniscus. So ho kya raha hai? So there is a force exerted by air onto it. यानी अगर तुम देखोगे स्टूडेंट्स, द प्रेशर एट पॉइंट 1, स्टूडेंट्स, प्रेशर एट पॉइंट 1, pressure at point 2 is exactly the same. The pressure on either side is exactly same, and that pressure is balanced exactly at this point also. और ये तुम्हारा क्या होगा? ये तुम्हारा height of the liquid column, students. It is said that the normal atmospheric pressure, students, the normal atmospheric pressure at sea level, it's 1.013 into 10 raised to 5 Pascal. This is the atmospheric pressure. Kahan pe? At sea level. If somebody wants to find out the way of finding it out, तो कैसे होगा? Sir, atmospheric pressure is given by the formula H rho G. यानी ये क्या है? Height of mercury column, density of mercury, G is gravitational acceleration. At sea level, at what height the pressure we consider is normal? We can consider as 0.76 meter or 76 centimeter. Students, try to understand this. Am I getting it? So 1 meter or 760 millimeter we consider of mercury. Yani at what height of the mercury column the atmospheric pressure at sea level is normal? At a height of 0.76 meter or 76 centimeter or 760 millimeter of mercury. So what is the height of mercury column? Sir, 0.76 meter. What's the density of mercury? 13,600 kilogram per meter cube. What is gravitational acceleration? 9.8 meter per second square, students. जब भी तुम इसको पूरा कैलकुलेट करोगे तो तुम्हें ये आंसर आएगा 1.013 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal students. And this is what we call as normal atmospheric pressure we consider. So pressure at sea level, students, is given by the formula P0 is equal to H rho G, height of the mercury column, density of the mercury, and G is gravitational acceleration. अभी suppose यही device को suppose you try to take it on to Mount Everest. ध्यान से देखना students. जैसे जैसे तुम device को sea level से at a certain altitude लेके जाते हो, at a certain altitude लेके जाओगे, at a certain altitude लेके जाओगे तो होगा क्या? होगा क्या? Sir, the pressure decreases, यानी अंदर का liquid pressure ज्यादा होगा. Students, यहाँ का pressure ज्यादा होगा तो यहाँ से it will run out. I get it? The height will certainly go on decreasing. We consider. देखो ये यहाँ पे हाइट था, अभी हाइट डिक्रीज होगा. अगर तुम्हारा h की वैल्यू डिक्रीज होगी तो ऑफ कोर्स p0 डिक्रीज होगा ना. समझ में आ रहा है स्टूडेंट्स? जैसे जैसे मैं मर्क्यूरी बैरोमीटर को हाइट पे लेके जा रहा हूँ तो एयर बिकम्स थिनर. स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे एयर है, यहाँ पे भी एयर है. अगर ये थिनर है तो विल इट एक्सर्ट मोर फोर्स ऑनटू द लिक्विड और लेस फोर्स? लेस फोर्स. तो कंपेयर द फोर्स एक्सर्टेड बाय द लिक्विड इनसाइड दिस. यहाँ का फोर्स ज्यादा हो जाएगा तो ये इस तरह फोर्स एक्ट करेगा and the level of liquid in the mercury column will decrease. अगर तुम्हारा mercury column का height decrease होगा, density constant है, gravitational acceleration also will play a role, will decrease. What happens to the pressure also will go on decreasing. Students, ये ध्यान में रखना. As height above the earth's surface increases, as altitude increases, pressure decreases. लेकिन वो चीज water column में नहीं होगी. If I go deep into the ocean, as depth into the ocean increases, pressure increases. See the two different aspects. ये दोनों अलग है. लिक्विड के अंदर जितना तुम डीप जाओगे उतना प्रेशर बढ़ेगा, लेकिन वही तुम हाइट पे जाओगे तो प्रेशर कम होगा. Is this clear, students? Can I erase this, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, students. Now you have your concept of your Pascal flow. So this Pascal flow actually speaks about what, you know. It says that let me give a simple illustration or example to understand the students. Suppose if I take a device, okay, and in that particular device I'm going for an incompressible fluid, we consider, okay, an incompressible fluid we consider, and students, I'm giving you 4 pistons, okay, where the first piston has area A, the second piston has area A by 2, the third piston has area double of this, and there's a fourth piston, students, which is thrice the area of this one. Okay, let us assume in this manner. So these are all the pistons over here. Okay, ये सारे pistons हैं. Now what I'm trying to do, students, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, ये piston को मैंने connect किया to a gauge meter. I'm connecting to a gauge meter, a device which measure pressure. Okay. And from here, students, I'm exerting a force. So now what happens, please? In this case, suppose if I happen to apply pressure at the first piston, students, if I happen to go for the first piston, let us go, this is the first piston, this is the second piston, okay? The second piston, this is the third piston, and this is the fourth piston, students. Okay? And there is a fluid inside. This is an enclosed fluid, a fluid which is enclosed, and the fluid is at rest. Okay? What is happening over here, students? जैसे तुमने यहाँ पे तुमने force exert किया, students, the force is acting normally per unit area. So can I say, will there be pressure acting over here? Yes. So what is the pressure exerted at point 1? What's my formula? So it's force acting normally per unit area. ये क्या हो जाएगा तुम्हारा input pressure? ये तुम्हारा input pressure हुआ. Now, जैसे तुमने force exert किया, what happens? That force which is exerted by unit area on the liquid surface, what's going to happen to this particular pressure, students? The pressure exerted, the answer sooner, students, the pressure exerted into an enclosed fluid, the pressure exerted into an enclosed fluid at rest is transmitted equally, is transmitted equally to every portion of the liquid, to every, suppose if I take a point over here, so it's every portion of the liquid, every portion of the liquid, as well as to the walls of the container. So the pressure exerted by a liquid column, or sorry, the pressure exerted on a fluid at rest, enclosed fluid at rest. I repeat, pressure exerted in an enclosed fluid at rest is transmitted undiminished. That means equally to every portion of the liquid as well as to the walls of the container. How do we come to conclusion? कैसे पता चलेगा कि pressure same है? जब भी तुमने gauge meter को देखा तो सारों में students gauge meter, suppose if I happen to consider सारे gauge meter के यहाँ पे जो है वो 0 था, ये 0 है, ये 0 है. सारे gauge meter में if you see the pointer was onto one side, the pointer was onto one side, the pointer was onto one side, यानी reading सब में same ही आ रहा. The reading in all the gauge meter was same, proving that pressure at point 2 is equal to pressure at point 3 is equal to pressure at point 4. That shows that the pressure is transmitted equally to every portion of the liquid. And what is the reason behind it? अगर तुम cross check में करोगे तो तुम्हें मिलेगा ही same. देखो तुम्हारा input pressure F है. What is P2? Students, what is P2? तो तुम क्या बोलोगे? Sir, P2 will be equal to what? It's a force exerted per unit area. Force exerted per unit area. Let us say for 2, the force exerted. Students, अगर यहाँ पे students इसका area A/2 होगा, तो उसका corresponding force भी F/2 ही होगा. To keep the ratio constant, I'll get F/. What is the pressure exerted at P3? Students, the pressure exerted at P3 will be same as this. That means if I say that the area is doubled, what about the corresponding force acting over here will be twice F. So what is my answer? So twice F upon 2A. 2 gets cancelled. My answer will be F/A. What is the pressure exerted at the fourth one we consider is? Will be again force. How much is the area we consider? So the area will be equal to how much? 3 times A. Corresponding force will be what? 3F. So that the ratio in this case also will remain the same. यानी जितना बड़ा piston उतना ज़्यादा force. So the pressure exerted at point 1 is transmitted equally at point 2, equally at point 3, equally at point 4 we consider. And hence P1 is equal to P2 is equal to P3 is equal to P4, and that is called as which law? Pascal's law. So students, Pascal's law states that the pressure applied to an enclosed fluid at rest is transmitted equally and undiminished. Transmitted equally and undiminished to every portion of the liquid, as well as to the walls of the container, students. क्या ये clear हुआ? Concept of Pascal's law, students.
Yes, sir.
Using this concept of Pascal's law, one can easily go for a simple application. We consider hydraulic lift. एक छोटा सा application बता दे तो hydraulic lift, उसके ऊपर problems पूछ सकते हैं students. There are several examples: hydraulic lift, hydraulic brakes we consider, hydraulic press we consider. Hydraulic lift के बारे में, hydraulic lift के अंदर क्या होगा students? Nowadays when you suppose this is actually used in workshops, जहाँ पे cars वगैरह होती है. Students, पहले क्या होता था? Cars को lift करने के लिए, a car which was so heavy enough, students, उसको lift करने के लिए you can use a foot pedal. You go on pressing it with your foot, and the entire car can be raised against gravity. So that's we consider hydraulic lift. A simple explanation for that. उसके लिए क्या होगा students? मालूम है? You can take a container, students. It's a container, and inside this particular container, the fluid is at rest. So this container has fluid inside it, which is at rest. यहाँ पे तुम्हारा smaller area है, students. ये तुम्हारा larger area. Piston का. Okay. This is a fluid which is incompressible and it is at rest. ये जो तुम्हारा यहाँ पे जो piston है ना students, ये जो piston है ये तुम्हारा input piston होगा. Everybody listen carefully, okay? This is your input piston. यानी यहाँ पे जो तुम force apply करोगे ना, वो input force होगा. Of course, सोचो ऐसे कि ये पूरा system ground के अंदर है students. ये जो पूरा tank है ना, पूरा tank ground के अंदर है और पूरा fluid यहाँ पे है और ये foot pedal है. तुम सिर्फ पैडल को प्रेस करो तो ये छोटा सा फोर्स acting on smaller area. So can I say this is my pressure at point 1? Look at the other end. This piston is of larger area. What's going to happen? It will exert a large amount of force, and that force will be really good enough in order to lift the car against gravity. So there will be a large output force. Let us see the pressure at point over here. P2. Using Pascal's law, what exactly Pascal's law states that pressure applied to an enclosed fluid at rest is transmitted undiminished and equally to every portion of the liquid. Therefore, can I say P1 is equal to P2, students? P1 is equal to P2, I can consider. The way I said it, P1 is equal to P2 is equal to P3 is equal to P4. P1 is equal to P2. P1 को कैसे लिखोगे? Small f by small a. P2 को कैसे लिखोगे? Capital F by a. यहाँ पे तुम्हारा सब्जेक्ट क्या है स्टूडेंट्स? यहाँ पे सब्जेक्ट क्या है? सर कितना फोर्स बाहर की तरफ जा रहा है? तुम्हारा आउटपुट फोर्स इज अ सब्जेक्ट. समझ में आ रहा है स्टूडेंट्स? आउटपुट फोर्स इज सब्जेक्ट. तो अगर मैंने आउटपुट फोर्स को सब्जेक्ट बना दिया, व्हाट इज माय फॉर्मूला? See my formula? Input force, area of the bigger piston upon area of smaller piston. So what is my force output? My force output will be force input, area of output upon area of input. That means smaller the area of input piston. ध्यान से सुनना, जितना इसका एरिया कम होगा, उतना बाहर की तरफ आउटपुट फोर्स ज्यादा होगा. This is what we say about hydraulic lift. So now imagine students, imagine hydraulic brakes. Students, a car which is running at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Okay, to brake its speed to almost zero, it takes such a less time. It takes a less time. तुम क्या करते हो? If in case your dad is driving with 80 kilometers per hour and you tell your dad speed breaker है, so he applies brakes instantly. So have you seen the brake paddle? So have you seen the brake paddle? See the surface of the brake paddle. Is it a larger area, smaller area? Such a small paddle it is. A small rod connected to it. That rod is connected to a smaller cylinder, students, piston, जहाँ पे brake fluid होता है. यानी तुम्हारा जितना स्मॉलर एरिया होगा पिस्टन का इनपुट के लिए, इनपुट यानी तुम्हारा फुट पैडल का इनपुट होता है, वहां से लार्जर आउटपुट क्रिएट होता है एंड द टायर्स ऑफ द व्हील्स आर ब्रॉट टू रेस्ट। पहले पीछे वाले स्टूडेंट्स, ब्रेक्स में सबसे पहले पीछे वाले टायर्स विल कम टू रेस्ट एंड देन द फॉरवर्ड वन। अगर फॉरवर्ड वन पहले रेस्ट पे आएगा तो गाड़ी पलटी होती है। A simple example, try to be on your cycle. साइकिल चलाते हो ना सर, कार तो नहीं चलाते, साइकिल यू राइड योर साइकिल। अभी क्या करो, साइकिल राइड करने के टाइम पे जस्ट आगे का ब्रेक लगा दो, फास्ट स्पीड पे जाओगे, डोंट यू थिंक सो इट विल टॉपल? दैट्स व्हाई व्हेनेवर यू लर्न अ साइकिल योर पेरेंट्स मस्ट हैव टोल्ड यू, बेटा आगे का कभी मत करना, पहले थोड़ा सा पीछे फिर राइट, लेफ्ट राइट लेफ्ट राइट लेफ्ट राइट लेफ्ट राइट, दैट्स हाउ यू स्टॉप अ व्हीकल। आई गेट इट? हैव यू सीन अ टो डाउन वैन? गाड़ियों को उठाते हैं, टो डाउन वैन वाले को उठाते हैं, तो वो क्या करते हैं, पीछे वाले टायर्स के लिए डायरेक्शन नहीं चाहिए, पीछे वाले जो आगे डायरेक्शन में होगा पीछे उधर ही जाएगा। दैट्स व्हाई टो डाउन आगे से होता है। स्टीयरिंग व्हील विल ट्राई टू रोटेट द फ्रंट टायर्स। स्टूडेंट, स्टीयरिंग व्हील ओनली रोटेट द फ्रंट टायर, पीछे टायर्स कभी रोटेट, कभी अपना डायरेक्शन चेंज नहीं करते। पीछे तो लाइक अ सिंसियर स्टूडेंट, पीछे वाले टायर्स क्या होता है, सिंसियर अच्छे बच्चों की तरह आगे वाले को फॉलो ही करते रहते हैं, तभी जाके टो डाउन वैन सिर्फ आगे के टायर्स उठाते हैं। लेकिन जब भी ब्रेक्स लगता है स्टूडेंट्स, तो पीछे वाले, क्योंकि पीछे वाले अपने डायरेक्शन चेंज ही नहीं करते, तो पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ टॉपलिंग इज वेरी लेस, तो मोस्टली लेस, तभी जाकर तुरंत रेस्ट पे आ जाते हैं। फिर वो पीछे वाले जब भी रेस्ट पे आते हैं, फिर ऑटोमेटिकली आगे वाले भी ब्रॉट टू रेस्ट इन दैट। So students, hydraulic brakes, hydraulic lift, hydraulic press, these are the applications of possibles. Is this clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Can I erase this?
Yes, sir.
What about the rest of the students?
Yes.
Yash, are you getting it? Yash, Yana, Yana, how are you? Yana, Yana, are you there? Yana, can you unmute? She's not, it seems. What about rest of the students? Tushar, Tisha, Tejas, Tanishta, Shom, Sona. Are you getting it, students? What about you, Kirti? And who's the other guy who was answering? Are you able to understand, students? Okay. Can I erase the students? Erase kar do, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
और
I
क्या हो
have
गया?
one doubt.
हाँ बोलो.
Sir, my doubt was related to this chapter only, sir. There means, for example, I am taking water. So in that I read that the uppermost layer of the water has maximum velocity and the lowermost has minimum velocity. So why is it so, sir? Means I'm not understanding the reason.
I'm speaking about rest वाला. मैंने flow के बारे में कहाँ बताया? मैंने viscosity पे गया ही नहीं मैं. I haven't said about that at all. Now I'm going to enter into viscosity.
Okay, sir.
अभी static का properties complete हो गया. Now I'll go for viscous flow.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now I'm speaking about viscosity, students. Okay, that is we consider is a dynamics part of it. Fluid flow we consider. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
तो ऊपर देखना वहाँ पे विस्कस ड्रैग लिखा होगा ना, विस्कोसिटी लिखा होगा ना, फ्लूइड्स इन मोशन के अंदर.
Sir, actually उसमें reason mention नहीं किया उन्होंने. They had only written its maximum velocity and minimum.
Okay, so there is a drag. Okay, have you all done friction in solids, students? Yeah, students, friction किया है solids के अंदर, students?
No, sir.
Okay, yellow house, have you all done friction, students, in solids? Yellow house, anybody?
No, sir.
Okay. This actually goes identical to that of solids chemistry. Yani to make it more easier, students, that's सुनना. Now let us go for with respect to your concept related to ये जो था वो अभी static के बारे में था. Now we go for motion, fluids in motion, students. Okay. Now we speak about your turbulent flow, laminar flow. Is that clear? We'll speak about critical velocity, Reynolds number, Stokes law. Okay. Newton's formula for viscous force we consider. We'll try to speak about all those things, students. Okay. Now when I speak about fluids in motion, students. Since when we speak about fluids in motion, को समझने के लिए we need to speak about in solids also. Suppose if I happen to say, if one solid, students, अब तक जो तुम लोगों ने laws of motion अगर किया होगा तो वहाँ पे कहाँ पे friction word use नहीं हुआ होगा. आगे जाके friction भी play करेगा role. Students, suppose अगर ये block है which is based on a surface, okay. Let us say this is block A and the surface is block B. And now suppose if I say there is a force exerted on block A and the block undergoes a motion. So students, अगर मैं बोलूं कि applied force इस तरफ जा रहा है, displacement उसी के direction में है, but between the two surfaces in contact, students, there is one force which is directed opposite. ये कौन सा force होगा? Force of friction. यानी ये जो frictional force है ना students, वो क्या करेगा? इसका बॉडी का फोर्स को अपोज करेगा, अप्लाइड फोर्स को कम कर देगा. So what is the resultant force acting on the body will be applied force minus the force of friction, then becomes the resultant force. Now why there is a friction? Why there is friction we consider? Since when you try to look at the surfaces in contact, A and B are two bodies we consider. If you happen to see the lower surface of A, everybody listen carefully. If you see the lower surface of A and the top surface of B, students, may or may not be they are made up of same material, but you will find out what the surfaces which appears to be straight, students, they are actually not straight. They have some irregularities. There are some irregularities, students. Whenever the two surfaces are in contact, there is some irregularities onto the surface we consider. अगर तुम्हें दिखता है plane, but if you happen to see the surfaces with an electron microscope, you will find out there is lots of unevenness onto it. तो उससे होगा क्या? ये unevenness से हुआ क्या है, students? There are interlockings. Students, because of unevenness, what is happening? There is an interlocking happening over here. What is an interlocking we consider? Interlocking का मतलब क्या हुआ? एक friction है. यानी ये interlocking object को move करने नहीं देगा. I need to apply a large amount of external force for the body to move. Such an opposition is called as force of friction. तो ये interlocking किसकी वजह से? तो तुम देखो, सर यहाँ पे interlocking है, यहाँ पे interlocking है, यहाँ पे interlocking है. Students, can you hear me very clearly or you can't? Students, is my voice clear to all of you all?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Is the audio is the screen is also fine with you all? Video is also fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So Priyanka, the problem is at your end. Priyanka, are you getting it? Priyanka? Okay, the answer is students. ये क्या है? दोनों surfaces, there are lots of irregularities. तो क्या हो रहा है? ये जो तुम देखोगे ना students, these are interlockings. और students ये interlockings है क्या मालूम है? These interlockings are interatomic force of attraction between the atoms and molecules. अगर suppose if I take A and B are both made up of same substances. Students, A and B are made up of same substances. That means these atoms and molecules are of same substances. तो दोनों के बीच में जो force होगा, that is cohesive in nature. Force of attraction between atoms and molecules of same substance is called cohesive force. Is it a force of attraction? Yes. Students, attraction forces are two kinds of it. It's cohesive force. The other one is adhesive force. Suppose अगर ये A एक different material होता, ये भी एक डिफरेंट मटेरियल होता तो क्या होता, अगर ए और बी अलग अलग मटेरियल होते हैं, एक का एटम ऐसा है, दूसरे का प्लेन है, तो ये क्या हुआ, force of attraction between atoms and molecules of different substances, and that is called adhesive force. Students, both these forces are force of attraction only, and these are interatomic force of attraction between two bodies. Out of the two, which one is always stronger? Students, cohesive force is always stronger than the adhesive force. अभी पता चला कि फ्रिक्शन का कॉज क्या है? अरे हाँ सर, ये इंटरलॉकिंग की वजह से, ये फोर्सेस की वजह से है। वैसे ही जब ये फ्लूइड्स फ्लो होगा तो क्या होगा? अरे हाँ सर, फ्लूइड्स में भी क्या होगा? ध्यान से सुनना स्टूडेंट्स, फ्लूइड्स में भी क्या होगा सर? फ्लूइड्स में भी अगर आप देखोगे तो फ्लूइड के अंदर द एंटायर फ्लूइड का डेंसिटी तो कांस्टेंट है ना? डेंसिटी तो कांस्टेंट है कि नहीं है?
Yes, sir.
सेम लिक्विड भी कंसीडर। लेकिन स्टूडेंट्स मुझे बताओ, अगर सपोज मैंने ये पाइप लिया है, प्लीज पे अटेंशन स्टूडेंट्स, आई हैव टेकन अ स्मॉल पाइप ओवर हियर which has a input end and this is the output end, and this is a pipe through which the liquid is coming out. Students, what about the liquid? What about the liquid which is actually at the bottom? Students, what about this liquid layer which is at the bottom in contact with the wall? Will this liquid will be in motion? Suppose अगर मैंने यहाँ पे पानी को फ्लो कराना है मुझे, मैं सबसे बॉटम वाले लेयर के बारे में बात कर रहा हूँ, क्या ये बॉटम वाला लेयर will it be in motion? तुम बोलोगे सर मोशन में तो पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं है। क्यों? क्योंकि सर ये जो पाइप है उसका ये बेस है, तो यहाँ पे उसके एटम्स एंड मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं। ये पाइप क्या है? ध्यान से सुनना स्टूडेंट्स, ऊपर कौन सा है? लिक्विड मॉलिक्यूल्स है ना? तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा सर? देयर इज अ फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन between both of them, यानी there is an interlocking, there are kind of obstruction forces we consider। यानी ये क्या करेगा, ये जो surface है ना, वो क्या करेगा? एक drag create करेगा। What exactly will try to create? A drag। What is this drag we call? Drag in fluids। Students, drag in fluid is called viscous drag or viscous force we consider। A viscous force we consider। And opposing force has been created। फ्रेंड्स, ये जो लोअर लेयर है ये अपोजिशन क्रिएट करेगा, और वो अपोजिशन क्या करेगा? ये लिक्विड लेयर को आगे मूव करने से रोकेगा। अभी ध्यान से देखो, अगर ये जो लेयर है इसका मोशन ऑलमोस्ट रेस्ट है, तो व्हाट अबाउट द टॉप लेयर का मोशन? तो उसका थोड़ा सा इससे ज्यादा होगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे ड्रैग कम होगा, क्योंकि सॉलिड नीचे, ये तो लिक्विड है, फिर ऊपर लिक्विड है। यहाँ का मोशन सर इसका थोड़ा सा और ज्यादा होगा, ड्रैग और भी कम होगा। यहाँ पे सर ड्रैग और कम हुआ, लेकिन वापस आर यू टेंडिंग टू रीच एट द टॉप पार्ट ऑफ इट? यस, वहां पे भी तो लिक्विड रेस्ट पे है ना। तो यहाँ का डायग्राम, अरे सर ये लिक्विड लेयर थोड़ा सा ज्यादा फ्री फ्लो होगा, द लिक्विड लेयर यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा और ज्यादा फ्री फ्लो होगा। The liquid layer which is coming over here will have still better free flow. There is a flow is maximum. The flow is maximum somewhere at the central portion of the tank. यानी यहाँ से जो liquid layers आते हैं ना स्टूडेंट्स, इनका सबसे ज्यादा स्पीड होगा, लेकिन जो layers at the periphery होते हैं, in contact with the walls of the container, they will be getting an opposing force, and that opposing force is called the viscous force or the viscous drag we consider. This concept is called viscosity. So viscosity, students, viscosity is a property of a fluid. Viscosity is a property of fluid by virtue of which, okay, whenever there is a relative motion of one fluid layer with respect to another, there is an opposing force acting between any two adjacent layers. यानी there is an opposing force between this and this layer, इसके और इसके बीच में। यहाँ पे भी इसके और इसके बीच, देखो ये नीचे वाला ऊपर, जो नीचे वाला उसका स्पीड सबसे कम है, I getting it? that will try to give less drag to the top one. This is going to give still less because it's still far away from the base. So जैसे जैसे तुम बेस से ऊपर की तरफ जाओगे तो तुम्हारा viscous drag कम होगा. And that's how we'll find out the velocity will go on increasing. Is this clear to all of your students?
Yes, sir.
So whenever students, somebody asks you about viscous flow or how exactly the flow in a pipe goes through, this will be the diagram students. यहाँ की जो layers है उनका speed कम होगा, जो central layer है उनका speed सबसे ज़्यादा होगा. Now let us further complete the diagram students. Now listen carefully students. I'm drawing the entire diagram now. These are all the liquid layers, and all these particular liquid layers we consider are equidistant from each other students. Think as if they are entering from one end of the pipe and they're coming up from the other end. Now let us go for certain molecules. Suppose if I happen to give you certain molecules in this particular fluid, let us say a molecule A, which is at the bottom, a molecule B, which is at the top in contact with the top surface. Let me take this as molecule C, molecule D, molecule E, molecule F, molecule G, and molecule H. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now suppose अगर मैं देखो students, can you tell me which molecule will have zero velocity? You will instantly say, sir, जो layer base or top के साथ में that will not move, will be almost at rest. We consider. Can I say velocity of A, agreed, is equal to velocity of B, and that is equal to 0. क्या ये clear हुआ students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What about C? Will be greater than A and B. What about D? Will be still greater than A and B and C. What about E and F? Will be greater than A, B, C and D. What about G and H? Will be still greater. And if I try to compare over here students, A or B ka velocity is equal to 0. Lekin their velocity is certainly less as compared to velocity of C. Velocity of C will be still less in comparison to what? Velocity of E, which is equal to velocity of F. Agreed? Now see, ध्यान से सुनना. E, F and D, they are equidistant on either side we consider. लेकिन यहाँ की velocity और यहाँ की velocity same होगी. What about velocity of G and H is same, and which is more? So can I say they will have maximum velocity? If you look at all the liquid molecules, students, look at over here for this particular layer, जितने भी molecules होंगे ना, suppose if I go for n number of molecules, all these molecules in the given layer, students, all of them have constant speed, but their speed is comparatively maximum as compared to other molecules. So as we go away from the base along the y-axis, we consider what happens in that case. The viscous drag decreases, velocity goes on increasing students. क्या ये clear हुआ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Such a flow क्या नाम दोगे students? ये जो flow होगा उसको क्या नाम दोगे? What kind of a flow is this we call? Then one can simply call this as a streamline flow. Students, what is a flow I can consider? A streamline or a laminar flow. Students, the word lamina का मतलब क्या? A plane surface. Suppose if I say leaf के बारे में, lamina of a leaf, it's a plane surface. देखो पूरा एक plane surface है, it's a laminar flow. All the layers are parallel to each other. All of them are equidistant from each other. यानी तुम जितने भी liquid molecules को देखो है ना, ये सारे liquid molecules students all will be falling down, and all are equal distance from each other. Students, such a flow is called as what? It's a laminar flow or a streamline flow. This is how you come across. Okay, this is we consider. See, कौन सा flow हुआ students? This one consider a lamina. Okay, is it streamline? Yes, it's streamline. Turbulent क्या होगा? Students, what exactly turbulent flow? What exactly a turbulent flow? What exactly turbulent flow will be? if you take a pipe, students, answers enough. If you take a pipe and from the pipe, students, the water is coming out with different velocities in different directions. यानी स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे कोई भी तुम मॉलिक्यूल लो, स्टूडेंट्स कोई भी मॉलिक्यूल लो, ध्यान से देखना स्टूडेंट्स, कोई मॉलिक्यूल यहाँ पे है, कोई मॉलिक्यूल यहाँ पे ए है, बी है, सी है, ये डी है, तो इन सबका मॉलिक्यूल्स का वेलोसिटी अलग है. The velocity of molecule A, velocity of molecule B, velocity of molecule C, velocity of all are not equal to each other. In a given layer also, the molecules may not be in same speed. Yani how are the molecules are going randomly, students? ये random motion हो जाएगा. ये more precisely I will call this as random motion. Such a flow is called a turbulent flow. For example, if you look into it during a kind of a lot of rain when takes place, students, जब बहुत सारी बारिश होती है, getting it, or a thunderstorm takes place. Is that clear? So what happens? There is a turbulent flow in that case. The entire water starts flooding anyhow. It goes randomly in different directions, and the speed is varying in that case. तो ये क्या हुआ? तुम्हारा streamline flow, ये turbulent flow हुआ, ये एक type का laminar flow हुआ, ये non-laminar flow हुआ. Best examples you can consider, students. You can go for two different types of taps. You can consider, students. Two different types of tap you can consider. One of them you consider is what? You can consider the water which is coming out from a jaguar. और एक ordinary pipe, students, एक ordinary pipe लो. Suppose अगर तुम्हारे घर में jaguar का pipe है, students, if you have a jaguar pipe in this case, what exactly? You open the jaguar pipe, it's the flow of water. It's streamlined. लेकिन if you take an ordinary pipe, how is the flow of water? Random, students. Any possible direction with different velocities. But do you find out the difference in the speed of the layers? Yes. And what is that? Because of the viscous drag. Every layer tried to oppose another layer. I get it. Such opposing force acting between, the answer is such opposing force acting between any two adjacent layers. And whenever the layers are in motion, such a force is called viscous force or viscous drag. Can I erase this part, students?
Yes, sir.
Now, students, let us go for formula for Newton's formula for viscous drag, students. So Isaac Newton was the one who actually gave the formula for viscous drag. So please pay attention for this part, okay? Now let us say that, students, a liquid layer, please pay attention, a liquid layer is at a distance y. So this is at a distance y from the base, students, okay? This is y. What about this part of the liquid layer will be? It will be y plus dy. What about this part of the liquid layer, students? So it will be y minus dy. What about the corresponding speed? अगर suppose मैं इसका speed अगर मैं लेता हूँ v, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? v plus dv. नीचे वाला क्या हो जाएगा? v minus dv. Are you getting it? यानी जैसे जैसे तुम surface से दूर जाओगे, what happens? Speed goes on increasing. We are trying to find out what, students? Formula for, that is Newton's formula. Newton's formula for viscous force. Since Sir Isaac Newton was the one who actually put forward this mathematical relation. Since viscous force, okay, it's directly proportional to the surface area of the liquid layer in contact. Viscous force or viscous drag is directly proportional to the surface area of the liquid layers in contact. That means larger the surface area of the liquid flow, what happens? Larger the surface area, drag is more, opposition is more. Students, have you ever seen this part of it? A simple example onto the students. A simple example of it. Suppose you try to see a particular lake. Okay, chances are at a certain place you are standing and the water is spread on a larger area. Let us consider that a kind of a lake. Okay, फिर क्या करो तुम? उसी lake के side पे, that is, you go on walking onto the bank of that particular lake throughout. Okay, तो शायद वो lake आगे जाके उसका surface area कम होता होगा और फिर वो narrow stream में convert होता होगा. Somewhere or the other आगे. So have you checked out the speed? When the layers, the answer is now, when the surface is very large, since when the surface is very large, what happens? The liquid layer, students, the liquid layer will have more atoms and molecules coming in contact with each other. So यहाँ पे क्या होगा? So there will be a large amount of drag. Viscous drag ज़्यादा होगा. तो ये जो लेक होगा ना, उसका speed will be very very gradual. लेकिन जब यही आगे एक narrow stream बनती है, फ्रेंड्स, यही अगर लेक का पानी नैरो स्ट्रीम बनते तो व्हाट हैपेंस? एरिया कम हो जाएगा. एरिया कम होने से क्या होगा? स्पीड बढ़ गई उसकी. The velocity will increase in that case. That is why when you see into floods, students, अभी तुम floods वगैरह देखते हो तो what do you see? A large lake of water, when you see into it, or a river we consider, a lake we consider, which is, or a pond which is fully filled with water, लेकिन एरिया ज्यादा है तो वहां पे उनका फ्लो बहुत ग्रेजुअल है. लेकिन वही अगर लार्जर एरिया को तुमने नैरो बना दिया तो व्हाट्स गोना हैपन? द वाटर स्टार्ट रनिंग विद ग्रेटर स्पीड. दैट मींस जितना ज्यादा एरिया उतना ज्यादा ड्रैग, कम एरिया तो कम ड्रैग. Students, this is how we consider Newton's formula holds true. Newton's formula said it that the viscous force is directly proportional to the surface area of the liquid in contact. Viscous force is directly proportional to change in we consider as what? Change in velocity we consider. Change in velocity between the two layers and the distance between the two layers. Students, this relative change in velocity to the distance between the two layers is called velocity gradient. What is the unit we consider? Iska unit kya hoga? So what exactly the unit I can consider will be? So velocity is what we consider as in meter per second we consider. Is that clear? This is meter per second. Upon meter we consider in that case. So can I say second inverse? Simply I can consider. ये क्या है? ये velocity gradient. The answer सुना students. Please pay attention. अगर suppose ये dy क्या है? Students, what is dy? So dy is the distance between two adjacent layers. Everybody please consider over here. मुझे ये बताओ students, अगर suppose ये दो layers के बीच का distance मैं कम करता हूँ. The answer सुना. अगर ये दो layers का distance मैं कम करो, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Can I say the drag will increase? Yani if the distance between the two layers decreases, what happens to viscous force? Increasing. Keeping the relative change in velocity between the two layers to be constant. If there is a large amount of change in the velocity between the two layers, drag is more, depending on the nature of the liquid. So what exactly viscous force is also what? Viscous force is directly proportional to velocity gradient. क्या ये clear हुआ students? The factors on which viscous force depends. It depends on the surface area in contact. It depends on the velocity gradient. When I remove the symbol of proportionality, what I'm going to get it? A constant A dV by dy. And this becomes your formula for viscous drag or viscous force. What does this constant stand for? This is called as coefficient of viscosity. How is it pronounced? It's pronounced as eta. यानी स्टूडेंट्स ध्यान में आ रहा है, यही वेरिएबल हमने प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ मैटर में पढ़ा था, प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ सॉलिड्स के अंदर पढ़ा था, मैकेनिकल प्रॉपर्टीज. वहां पे ईटा क्या था? व्हाट इज ईटा वाज? what is eta? Modulus of rigidity. Same thing when it comes for fluids. What exactly becomes? Coefficient of viscosity. यानी स्टूडेंट्स यही फिजिक्स के अंदर देखो अलग अलग वेरिएबल अलग अलग चैप्टर में अदर it differs. So what exactly viscous force? So the viscous force between any two adjacent layers is directly proportional to the surface area of the two layers. It's directly proportional to the velocity gradient. What is velocity gradient? It's the ratio of, ध्यान से सुनना, अगर किसी ने पूछा तो क्या बोलोगे? It's a ratio of change in velocity between two adjacent layers. Change in velocity between two adjacent layers to the distance between the same two layers. Students, it's a ratio of that. When I remove a symbol of proportionality, what am I going to get? A constant. What is that constant we call as? Coefficient of viscosity. What is coefficient of viscosity depends on to? Sir, it depends on to the nature of the liquid. It depends on to nature of liquid. कौन सा liquid तुम ले रहे हो? हर एक लिक्विड का कोएफिशिएंट अलग अलग होगा. वाटर का कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ विस्कोसिटी अलग है, केरोसिन का अलग है, ग्लिसरीन का अलग है, टर्पेंटाइन का अलग है, ऑयल का अलग है, हनी का अलग है. सबका कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ विस्कोसिटी इज डिफरेंट because the atomic plane separation between the atoms and molecules of the liquid layers is different. क्या ये फॉर्मूला क्लियर हुआ स्टूडेंट्स? Is it clear, students, all of you all?
Yes.
Can I erase the students?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is what we consider as for viscous drag students. Okay. Next lecture we'll be moving further ahead with different mathematical formula students. Okay. We'll be learning about Reynolds number. Okay. We're learning about equation of continuity. We'll be learning about Bernoulli's principle, Venturi-meter. Okay. These are the important applications we'll be doing it in the next lecture, students. Okay. But kindly read your textbooks further. Okay. So we'll wind up, students.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Most
Thank you,
welcome.
sir.
Most welcome.